Let's dive in. Today, we're all about ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, how to make it create content that really grabs people.
Content that pops, right?
Exactly. And our guide for this deep dive is an article with a bold title.
Lay it on me.
It's called Crear Conteúdos Cativantes como ChatGPT, Dicas Infalibles,
Okay, so,
which translates to creating captivating content with ChatGPT. Infallible tips.
infallible tips, huh? That's a high bar.
It is. Written by Estes Jr. So let's find out if he delivers, shall we?
Let's do it.
So Jr. starts off strong, emphasizing something that seems obvious,
Okay.
but it's often overlooked.
Yeah.
You got to have clear goals.
Yeah, I see where he's going with this.
Right.
ChatGPT is a tool.
Hmm.
You got to know what you're building with it, right?
Leslie, it's not just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Exactly. It's like trying to build a house without a blueprint.
Oh, it's a good one.
Total chaos, right? So yeah, clear goals, super important.
And Junior doesn't just tell us to have clear goals. He gives us some great examples.
Ah, nice. Like what?
He's got some example prompts, really specific ones.
Okay.
One is, write an article to educate the public about the benefits of meditation for focus.
Mm-hmm. Nice and clear. I like it.
Another one is, create an introduction for a motivational post that inspires people to start the day with purpose.
So he's not just saying, like, write about meditation. He's giving it a clear direction.
Exactly. And that's what makes the output so much better.
Right, because you're guiding ChatGPT, not just letting it run wild.
Totally. So tip number 1.
Yeah.
Be the architect of your content, not just a spectator.
Love that. So what's next?
All right, on to tip number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Versatility. ChatGPT isn't just a one-trick pony.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
It can adapt to different tones and styles.
Which is so key when you're trying to connect with different audiences.
Exactly.
You wouldn't talk to your grandma the same way you talk to your best friend, right?
Definitely not.
Same goes for content.
And Junior illustrates this point with some great contrasting prompts.
Give me an example. I'm curious.
So imagine you want to explain ChatGPT to a younger audience, right?
Okay, yeah.
You might use a prompt like, write a short and direct text for young people about how ChatGPT can help with productivity.
Yeah, straight to the point.
But then imagine you're talking to seasoned marketing pros about SEO.
Totally different vibe, right?
Exactly. Junior suggests a prompt like, create a technical and detailed explanation about SEO for professionals of marketing.
Uh-huh. So the language is more formal, assumes more knowledge.
Exactly. So ChatGPT can speak your audience's language.
It's like a chameleon of content.
I like that. It blends in, adapts.
And by doing that, it creates content that resonates more.
Right. Because it feels relatable.
Makes that connection.
Okay. Are you ready for tip number 3?
Hit me with it.
This one speaks to my organized soul. It's all about lists.
Ah, lists. I do love a good list.
Junior argues they're visually appealing and perfect for our fast-paced world.
Oh, yeah. People want to stand, find what they need, and move on.
Exactly. No time for walls of text these days.
No one's got the patience.
And of course, ChatGPT can help us create these awesome lists in a snap.
Right.
He gives us prompts like, list 5 advantages of using ChatGPT to generate digital content.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Or even something more in-depth like, explain step-by-step how to write an ebook with the help of ChatGPT.
Okay, so you can make a list of those steps.
Precisely.
So it's not just about, like, bullet points.
Right.
It's about creating those bite-sized pieces of information that people can actually digest.
And ChatGPT becomes this powerful tool for creating those bite-sized pieces.
It's like a content chef chopping everything up into perfect portions.
I love that analogy. All right, ready for a slightly sneaky tip?
Lay it on me. I'm all about sneaky tactics.
Tip number 4 is sparking curiosity with well-placed questions.
Ooh, that's good. I like where this is going.
Junior calls these triggers because they hook the reader and make them want to know more.
It's like dangling a carrot, right? You got to give him a reason to keep reading.
Exactly. A good question creates that itch they got to scratch.
It's irresistible.
And Junior gives us some fantastic examples. For an article about AI in education,
Okay.
you might open with, what role will artificial intelligence play in shaping the future of education?
Ooh, that's a good one. Gets you thinking right away.
Or, for a blog post on sustainability, he suggests something a bit more provocative. Is it too late to save our planet from the effects of climate change?
Talk about sparking a debate.
Right. But that's the point. These questions get people engaged.
They want to know the answer.
So it's not just about informing, it's about actively engaging your audience.
It's like turning your content into a conversation.
I love that. Okay, on to tip number 5, and this one's a classic. The power of stories.
Oh, stories. Can't go wrong with a good story.
Junior argues the narratives are key to creating truly captivating content.
Because they connect with us on an emotional level, right?
Exactly. They stick with us long after we've finished reading or listening,
And the cool thing is, ChatGPT can help us craft these narratives.
even if we're not natural storytellers.
Exactly.
He suggests prompts like, tell a story about someone who transformed their career with the use of AI.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or describe the journey of a small business that increased its reach with digital marketing.
So it's about bringing those concepts to life through human experience.
Exactly. Because people connect with stories.
It makes it relatable.
So it's not just about dry facts and figures, it's about making that emotional connection.
It's the heart of good content, really.
Now, before we all run off to write the next bestseller, we got to talk about tip number 6.
Okay, hit me.
This one brings us back down to earth with a gentle reminder. Revision is key.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about revision.
ChatGPT is a fantastic starting point, but it's not the finish line.
It's like having a rough draft. You got to polish it up.
And Junior emphasizes that revision isn't just about fixing typos or grammar errors. It's about adding your own voice, your perspective.
Making it your own, right.
Exactly. And he even gives us prompts to guide this process.
Like what?
He suggests asking ChatGPT to revise and adjust the content generated to make it more specific to the audience of e-commerce.
Oh, that's a good one. So you're still using ChatGPT, but you're refining it.
Exactly. Or make improvements to a product description generated previously.
So you're constantly iterating, making it better.
Precisely. So even in the revision stage, ChatGPT can be our partner.
It's like a collaborative dance.
I like that. We're leading, but ChatGPT is there to help us refine our steps.
It's a beautiful partnership.
All right, that wraps up the first 6 of Junior's infallible tips. What do you think so far?
My mind is buzzing with ideas. So much good stuff here.
I know, right? It's like he's given us a toolbox full of powerful techniques.
And the best part is we're just getting started. There's so much more to explore.
Exactly. We're going to dive even deeper in part 2, so make sure you stick around.
Can't wait.
Me neither. Until then, happy creating.
Happy creating. Welcome back. Ready for more ChatGPT content creation magic?
Oh yeah, I'm fired up. Those first 6 tips were amazing.
They were a great foundation, right?
Yeah.
Setting those goals, tailoring the tone, crafting those lists.
And the stories, oh man, the stories.
Don't forget the revision.
Right, of course. But now I'm thinking, okay, we have these individual tips, but how do we weave them all together?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. How do we create a content strategy that actually uses all this good stuff?
Well, Junior actually talks about this directly. He says those tips are like building blocks, right?
Okay, yeah.
But the real magic happens when you apply them strategically.
So it's not just knowing the moves, it's knowing how to dance.
Exactly. ChatGPT is like your dance partner.
I like that.
It's skilled, it's versatile, but you gotta lead.
So how do we do that? Where do we even begin?
Junior says, start with your audience.
Right. Knowing who you're talking to.
Yep. Really understanding their needs, their pain points, what they care about.
It's like throwing a party but not knowing what the guest of honor likes.
Right, exactly. A total disaster waiting to happen.
Exactly. So know your audience, check.
And once you've got that, you can start crafting prompts that really resonate with them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This is where those clear goals we talked about earlier come in.
Right.
It's like tailoring a suit. You take measurements, choose the fabric,
Make it fit perfectly.
and ChatGPT is your master tailor.
Okay, I'm loving this analogy. Audience and goals, check and check. What's next?
Now it's time to put on your creative hat and brainstorm those prompts.
Prompts galore. And how do we make sure they're good ones?
Junior says, experiment.
Ooh, experiment. I like the sound of that.
Don't be afraid to try different things.
Different approaches, different headlines, calls to action.
Exactly. Think of it like cooking. You've got all these ingredients.
Okay, yeah.
And you want to see what flavors work best together.
So we're like content chefs.
You got it.
This is making me want to play around with ChatGPT right now.
I know, right? That's addicting.
But, you know, there's still a part of me that's a little intimidated.
Oh, yeah. How come?
It's powerful.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to end up creating content that feels robotic or generic.
I see.
How do we inject our own personality into it?
That's a great question. And Junior has some thoughts on this. He says, ChatGPT is a starting point, not the finish line.
So it's like having a really good ghostwriter.
Mm-hmm. But you're the author of your own story.
Right. So how do we make it sing?
Well, first, don't be afraid to get personal. Share your own stories.
Okay.
your struggles, your triumphs. People connect with authenticity.
So vulnerability is key.
Big time. Second, experiment with different writing styles.
Okay, so like be playful, humorous.
Exactly. Find your voice. And lastly, don't be afraid to go against the grain.
What do you mean?
If ChatGPT suggests something that doesn't feel right, trust your gut.
Don't be afraid to go in a different direction.
Exactly. You're in charge.
So it's a collaboration, but we're allowed to improvise.
Precisely. Remember, you're the artist.
And ChatGPT is the tool. Okay, that's a good reminder. Now, all this talk about amazing content is great, but what about the ethical side of things? Is it even okay to use AI to create content?
Ah, the elephant in the room.
It is. And what about plagiarism?
Those are important questions, and Junior doesn't shy away from them.
Okay, good.
First off, transparency is key.
So if we're using ChatGPT,
Tell people. Be upfront about it.
don't try to pass it off as our own.
Exactly. That's unethical, and honestly, your audience will see right through it.
Right, they're not dumb.
Definitely not. Now, about plagiarism.
Yeah, how do we make sure the content is original?
That's where the human element comes in.
So even though ChatGPT is amazing,
It's still a machine. It can only work with the data it's been given.
right,
So you, as the creator, have to review and edit the output carefully.
so it's like having a super fast research assistant, but they might cite things wrong or miss some important details.
That's exactly. So you got to fact check, make sure everything's accurate and original.
With great power comes great responsibility, right?
That's a perfect way to put it.
So it's about using the power of AI wisely and ethically.
And finding that balance between the tech and our own creativity.
Because at the end of the day, it's still about connection, right?
It is.
Well, I'm feeling super inspired. This conversation has been eye-opening.
I'm glad. And remember, this is just the beginning.
There's so much more to learn and explore.
And we're going to do just that in part 3.
Yes, we're diving into the future of content creation with AI, so don't miss it.
It's going to be epic.
Okay, we're back and ready to wrap up her ChatGPT content creation deep dive.
I'm excited to see where we go from here.
I know, right? We've covered so much ground already, but now I'm really curious about the future.
Yeah, where does all this lead?
What's next for content creation in the age of AI?
Well, Junior gives us a glimpse into that future in his article, and let me tell you, it's pretty mind-blowing.
Oh, I love mind-blowing. Give me the good stuff.
He talks about AI becoming even more sophisticated, enabling us to create content experiences we can barely imagine right now.
Okay, now you've really got me intrigued.
Yeah.
Like what kind of experiences are we talking about?
Think personalized stories that adapt to the reader's choices.
Whoa, that's cool.
Interactive narratives that blur the lines between fiction and reality.
Okay, now that's just next level.
Even AI-generated virtual worlds.
Whoa. Hold on, are we talking about like the metaverse here?
It's definitely heading in that direction.
This is getting wild.
And as AI keeps evolving, we can expect even more innovative and groundbreaking applications in content creation.
Okay, so my mind is officially blown. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second.
Okay.
How can we, as content creators, actually prepare for this AI-powered future?
Well, Junior really emphasizes the importance of continuous learning and experimentation.
So we got to stay curious.
Exactly. AI is always changing, so we need to be adaptable.
So it's not about mastering one specific tool. It's about being flexible.
Precisely. Be open to new ideas, new techniques. Think of yourself as an explorer charting new territory.
I love that analogy. But with all this excitement about the future, I think it's also important to remember the human element.
Absolutely.
Will AI ever truly replace human creativity?
That's the big question, isn't it? And, while AI is incredibly powerful, I truly believe human creativity will always be essential.
And why is that? What makes us irreplaceable?
Because AI, at its core, is a tool.
Right.
It can process information, generate text, even mimic human creativity to a certain extent.
Okay.
But it lacks those lived experiences, the emotional depth, the unique perspectives that make human creativity so special.
So it's like AI can give us the paintbrush.
Yes.
But it can't give us the artist's vision.
Exactly. We as humans bring the meaning, the soul, the purpose to the content.
So it's not about AI replacing us.
Yeah.
It's about AI working with us.
It's about finding that synergy between human ingenuity and artificial intelligence.
I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive into ChatGPT and the future of content creation, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think Junior said it best. The future belongs to those who know how to combine their creativity with the power of AI.
It's about embracing the possibilities without forgetting what makes us human.
Our creativity, our empathy, our ability to connect through stories.
So well said. All right, folks, that's a wrap on our deep dive.
Go out there and create something amazing.
Until next time, happy creating.